Okay, announcements. Okay, so please contact me as soon as possible for your ADA accommodation because we have quizzes, homework coming in. Just contact me as soon as possible. Do you think the quizzes are hard? No? Okay, good. So they shouldn't be hard. They're very basic. As long as you read the textbook, all the examples, the definition will come straight from the textbook. So should be pretty simple. Oh, so reminder, we have 2 people missed the first quiz and 4 people missed the second quiz. It's just a reminder that we have quizzes every week. And I'm not going to remind you after this. This is just the first time. Okay. Oh, so there was no mark on my forehead. It was Kelly asked me. I took a picture after the class. There's no mark, which is good because I usually go grocery shopping afterwards. But it still hurts. Any questions regarding the quizzes or the homework? Wait, we don't have any homework yet. Or the classes. Yes?
So from here on out, we're just going to have like 1 quiz a week on Monday?
1 second. Okay, sorry. The Zoom people said that they can't see me. Okay. Oh, yes. The eye clicker.
So, just make sure it's running.
Oh, it's not running yet. I didn't open it.
So I just want to. Oh yeah, it's I think we just need a. You said it wasn't working on here?
Yeah, so I downloaded the iClicker app on my USB. So I opened the app from my USB and then it didn't work. It wouldn't let me pair.
Oh, okay. I think you have to do it
From the computer?
From here, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because just like Zoom, we have it installed on here too. So if you do it through a browser, it won't work. Do you have an account?
Yeah, I'll log in. Oh wait, not create account.
I think everything looks good.
Okay, and that's good?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, cool, thank you.
I'll wait, see if you can pair it.
It's still not pairing.
Do you have you try to add courses?
Okay. Oh, actually, I have tried this before. It wouldn't let me create. I don't know. Why is that?
Just take a 10-minute.
Yeah.
I think you have to select a different time. Your class is at 9:10, right?
Yeah. I usually put 9, and it just didn't work. And I put in course ID and stuff like that. I remember I did this before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you think we can do this after the class?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, great,
yeah.
great. Because the class ends at 10:10.
10:10.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll come back.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. Okay, for Zoom, they said they can't hear me. Oh, wait, so some people can hear me, some people can't.
I think that they were asking if you could share the screen.
Oh,
So
okay.
like they can see the PowerPoint.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I think, oh, okay, so you can hear. Okay, great. Freaking Zoom. Where's the share button? Right here. Okay, are we good now? If we're good, give me a thumbs up for the online students. Okay, great. All right. Okay, so did you guys hear about the announcement? Or do I need to repeat that for online students? Right here. Okay, great. So they heard the announcement. Very good. Okay. So chapter 2, we're going to talk about social cognition this week. First, we're going to go over some social cognition basics. So we're going to go over some definitions, just so that you can understand the terms when we talk about them. So social cognition, those are the thoughts that relates to social activities. All right, I got to restart the PowerPoint because they came in and then messed up. Gotta do this again. Can online people still see the PowerPoint? Or do I need to reshare this screen? Okay, so you're good. Great. Okay, so social cognition, those are the thoughts related to our social activities. For example, when we think about how do we think about ourselves? How do we perceive other people or events? How do we what do we pay attention to? There's so much information in your environment. What do we pay attention to and what do we ignore? What do we do with those information that we take in? So those are all social cognition. So schema, we talked about this. This is a knowledge representation that includes some kind of information about a thing, a person, or a group. So for example, what schema do you have when I mention fast food restaurants? What will be your schema? Yeah.
Unhealthy.
Unhealthy. Yes, very good. Trying to remember names. Francis.
Yeah.
Awesome. What else? Yes.
Cheap.
Zach.
Yeah.
Great.
Cheap.
Cheap. Very good. What else? Yes.
Burgers.
Garbage?
Burgers.
Oh, burgers. What's your name again?
Hope.
Hope? Hope. All right, great.
Greasy.
Greasy. Yes. And Haley. Great. What else? Yes.
Large people.
Large people? Yeah. And your name is James?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Okay, great, great. No one mentioned about tasty. They taste so good. So they're cheap, chain restaurants. They're usually tasty, unhealthy. Very good. So those are your schema about this. Same thing with people, with a country. So those would be your schema, and they will form a net. So it's like a network. When you mention one term, all the other terms will be activated in your brain. So those will be like connected schema. So we have 3 types of schema. First, we have scripts. Those are how should we act in certain situations. We know that we should keep personal distance, personal space when we're interacting with others. Otherwise, it will be very uncomfortable, right? So that's scripts. How should we act? Stereotypes. Those are our expectations about something or some people. For example, we might expect that old people tend to walk slower. So those are our stereotypes. And then we have self-schema. If you can't see, do you want to move here? Yeah. And you can move whenever you want. Yeah. Self-schema, those are the beliefs about ourselves. For example, I believe or I know that I am a man. That would be a self-schema. Okay. Any questions on this? We good? Oh, by the way, if online people say something, you could just remind me because I can't really see the top. And maybe I'm gonna do a breakout room for them. Just, oh, cheap. Okay. I'm gonna do a breakout room for them so that they can talk among themselves. One second. What? 2 1 here. Okay.
If you do a breakout room, they might not be able to see your screen anymore.
Oh, really? Oh. I'll delete it. All right, we'll do breakout room during discussion. Thank you. All right. Okay, so those are some basics about social cognition. So no questions, right? All right, pretty easy. So how do we accumulate social knowledge? So how do we accumulate those schemas? What do you guys think? You guys read the textbook, right? No? Yes? Okay, good. How do we accumulate social knowledge? You actually don't need to read the textbook to know this one. Yes? Very good. Through learning. Pretty straightforward, right? So through learning. So we have observational learning. We have associative learning. We have classical conditioning. We have operant learning or operant conditioning. So those are the stuff that it's mentioned in your textbook. And I'm gonna go over those one by one. Okay, so observational learning. Those are the learnings by watching others. And we have modeling underneath. Those are the process of observing and imitating the behavior of others, especially kids. They do that a lot. And modeling is strongest when the model is viewed positively. So they think they need to look up to the model. They will do the observational learning or the modeling more. Or when the model is rewarded for their behavior. When they see that they're rewarded, they're more likely to imitate that behavior. Okay, so for example, we have the Bandura's Bobo doll experiment. You guys watched the video, right, in your textbook? Can someone explain this experiment to me? Yeah.
The kids like watched a video of a woman beating a doll,
Mhm.
and then they were like put in a situation where they made frustrated and then given the doll to like see how they would react to it, and they imitated her behavior.
Very good, very good. So actually, I don't think they make the kids angry. They just let the kid into the room and then see what they will behave.
It said that they gave them like fun toys and then took them
Oh,
away
took
to,
them
like,
away?
start that frustration.
Very good. So those are the details that I don't remember. Very good, very good. So, do you remember they have two groups for comparisons? I don't know if I watched the same video as you guys because we used a different textbook before. So, this is how they test this. They have a control group and a violent group. For the control group, the kids, they didn't see the adults beating up the doll. But the violent group, they saw adults beating up the doll. And then they will let the kids into the room after frustration and see whether the violent group will behave differently from the control group. And that's how they see whether watching this behavior influence their own behavior. That makes sense, right? Okay, good. Right. So here's another example. Not just humans do this. Animals, they have observational learning as well. And I'll show you this. So credit to BBC. All right. How do I event this?
You can probably press escape.
Escape? I think that will escape the whole PowerPoint.
There's some arrows at the bottom left.
Right here?
No, yeah.
That one? Oh, thanks. See, I wouldn't have that problem if this works. Learn helplessness. Wait, no. Learn helplessness. All right. Do you know what that is? You do? I don't think it's on your textbook, right? Okay. So this is when situations occurs when an animal or a person is repeatedly subjected to an aversive stimulus that they cannot escape. Eventually, they will stop trying to avoid that stimulus. And they will behave as if there's no way to change that situation. So this is pretty serious. One example will be in education. If the kid has repeated academic failure, they might stop trying because they will think that they cannot improve. And that's learned helplessness. Good. So that was one example. Now I want you to talk about it, discuss in groups, and then see if you can come up with other examples for learned helplessness. All right, I'm gonna do the breakout room for online people, and you can just join, and then I will end this when the discussion ends. Okay, you can talk among yourself. Oh. Wait, this one? Oh, thanks.
Their minds were solved.
And then,
Yeah, I read a book on that. I think it was like if the shock was too hard, then like they were too scared to go try like anywhere else in the maze or something.
What's that thing? Well, I used to sound like that. Kind of when like abuse victims and things like that, or people who've been like kept hostage, just start talking.
An example like a child
Like they start to see their
keep striking out with girls like this is
There you go.
Perhaps like you were talking about the cycle
No,
of abuse.
I mean, yeah. At one point you just feel like you can't change things.
It is passage of things.
it covers some
All right, so that was a natural end to your discussion. This is dumb. Like, why can't I just close it? Okay, online people just come out. If you can't see the screen, just exit the breakout room. Okay, so what would be some other examples for learned helplessness? Yes.
A kid who has rough parents that repeatedly abuse them might just stop like trying to avoid them and just kind of give into the situation.
To just take it. Very good. Your name is Vianney? Very good. Okay. What else? Yes.
We talked about kids playing sports, like just not doing well, not being encouraged, so they just gave up.
They just gave up. They just stopped trying, right?
Yeah.
Stop going to tryouts. Very good. What's your name again?
Jonathan.
Jonathan. Okay, Jonathan. All right. Yes.
We talked about like the study where they shocked mice. I can't remember the name of it. But do you know
It's
what I'm
in,
talking about?
yeah, cognitive. In cognitive study. Do you remember the details?
I just know they were like shocked the mice, and at first they wanted to like escape the situation, but then they stopped. And I think it was like something about being food.
Yeah. I don't remember either, but I know they do some crazy studies with animals. I remember that. So the idea is they will shock the mice and see if they can if they would do anything, but they have no way to escape. Eventually, they will just stop trying and they just let people shock them. So that's the basic idea. Very good. Your name is Haley? Haley?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so this is a example in our daily life, and it's pretty funny.
Buddy, come on. Come on. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on. Come on. You can come through. See, watch. Watch. See, watch, buddy. See? See? Come on. Come on. You can do this. Come on. Buddy, come. Come here. Buddy, come. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come here. You gonna come? Come here. Come here, buddy. No, that's me, buddy. Come on. Come on. You gonna come? Come on. What if I got you a biscuit? I got you a treat. What if I got you a treat? A bacon strip? Come on. It's okay. Oh my gosh. You were in the house. Okay. Good boy, sit. Okay. Good boy.
Okay, so that's learned helplessness. When he keep bumping his head into the windows, he will learn that, oh, I can't cross this, even though there's no window. So that's an example.
Buddy.
Do that. All right. So how to accumulate social knowledge? We have associative learning. So this is different from the definition in your textbook. Your textbook is association learning, right? That definition is rarely used. We'll just focus on this and then try to remember this. So associative learning is the process of forming connections between pieces of information that are repeatedly linked together. So one example will be our stereotypes. Is when we associate certain traits with a group of people. Okay? Sometimes this can be accurate and sometimes it's not. For example, when you see, so online students, they said will learn helplessness fall under one of those 4 categories of learning, or is it own type of learning? That will fall under, wait, hold on. Learn helplessness. That will fall under one of the categories, but that's not important. I'm not gonna ask you to categorize what kind of learning is this, so don't worry about that. Okay, so when you see a lot of black people playing basketball or NBA, you're gonna associate black people with basketball. You're gonna see, you're gonna think black people are naturally good at basketball. That will be your stereotypes, right? But sometimes it can be inaccurate. All right. Okay, so now can you think of any other stereotypes? It doesn't have to be your stereotypes, but what you see in your daily life. What do you see? Yes.
When you say you're from Texas, people think you live in the country. Or
So
like
Texas.
on a farm.
Okay, so people would think that Texans are all from country. Is that what you said?
Like people think Texans are cowboys. If they
Okay.
live in Texas.
Like Yeehaw.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Very good. What else? Other stereotypes. You're not gonna offend anyone, hopefully. We're just talking about examples, and it's in an academic setting, so don't worry about offending people. We're just making examples right here. What else? Yes.
That women are bad drivers.
Very good. Very good. Yes. Those are all stereotypes. What else? There are a ton of stereotypes in real life. You just don't want to say it, right? Yes.
That homeschoolers are socially awkward.
Homeschoolers are socially awkward. Actually, I haven't heard of that. Do other people hear that?
I was homeschooled, and so I heard it a lot.
Oh, you heard it a lot? And people would just tell you straight to your face?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's rough. What else? Yes?
Asians are good at math.
Oh, very good. That will be one example that I'm going to use in future slides. So yeah, Asians are good at math. Oh yeah, and also stereotypes. They can be good or bad. But when I say good or bad, I'm talking about whether the stereotype is a positive stereotype or negative stereotypes. But I'm not talking about whether it's going to be good for that person. I hear arguments that all stereotypes are bad. Do you guys agree? Yeah. It makes sense because, so let's say people have good stereotypes. They're positive stereotypes. They think, oh, Asians are good at math. And you think, oh, that's a good stereotypes to have, right? Usually. You're like, oh, you should be proud. You're Asian, you're good at math. No? You guys are not Asian, so you don't know what I'm talking about. Another example. Let's say, what else? Oh, we don't have black people here either. Can't think of any examples. So let's say there's a good stereotypes, positive stereotypes. And when people say that, you might feel good about it, right? But they argue it might not be good because what if you're not good at that? What if I'm Asian and I'm not good at math? And I might feel frustrated, might feel like I'm not deserved. So that's their argument. But for me, it's personal opinion, so you can have your own decisions. I'm just expressing like how I think about this. I always think that everything has two sides. So yes, it could be bad for you, but it could also motivate you to go towards that stereotypes. Let's say people think that I'm good at math and I'm not good at math, but I want to meet the expectations, so I will study harder, right? So it depends how you think about this. But I know nowadays we tend to think stereotypes are all bad because of all the political reasons. I want to be very politically correct. So it's up to you what you think about stereotypes. Just know that they can be accurate or not. So yeah. Okay, so next we have classical conditioning. Those are the learnings based on repeated pairing between stimuli. They're very similar, the definition, so I'm going to explain this a little bit. So usually we have a pair of unconditioned stimulus and a neutral stimulus. For your unconditioned stimulus is a stimulus that elicits an innate, unlearned response. And neutral stimulus is a stimulus that does not elicit any particular response on its own. How many of you learned about the Pavlov's dog? Okay, good. So it's when they ring a bell and then the dog will drool because they associate bell with the food. So the food here will be unconditioned stimulus because naturally when they see food they will drool. The neutral stimulus is the bell. The bell initially it doesn't make any sense, or it shouldn't affect the dog at all because there's no meaning to the bell itself. So that's the example. I'm going to show you a video.
Do you ever find yourself salivating when you sit down to a tasty dinner? According to learning theorists, this biological response to a tasty plate of grub could be a learned behavior, learned via a process called classical conditioning. Let's go back a sec. We didn't know how to salivate until we learned it? No, that's not quite it. Otherwise, babies would have even more on their plates in the first year of life. Salivating is an automatic process that makes up part of the digestive system. The learned element of this behavior is that you don't need to eat a cake to start salivating anymore. You could simply look at a cake. Better still, you could just think of a cake. The first person to apply the example of salivation to
since
classical
we all know the
conditioning
Pavlov's
was
dog,
the
I'm going to
Russian
skip
physiologist.
this.
Do you ever find yourself salivating when...
Okay, so this is another example. It also happens to adults. The examples we use, they're kids and they're animals. So here, when you have a partner and you kiss passionately, that will be an unconditioned stimulus for your unconditioned response. You will feel sexually aroused, or you just feel arousal after that. However, if your partner has a strong onion breath, and every time you kiss, you smell that, and when you repeat enough times, when you smell onion breath, you feel sexually aroused. So that's a classical conditioning. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Oh, what? They really need to replace the computers here. Ridiculous. All right. Sorry about that.
Buddy, come on.
Do you have a
Oh, okay. So here is another example. I think we have classical conditioning. Okay, so now I want you to think about classical conditioning and give me some other examples. We don't really have time to discuss because of the technical difficulties, but can you think of anything right now? No? Yes?
Maybe like driving by a pizza place and
Uh-huh.
then just being hungry because you see.
Very good, very good. Even though you don't smell the pizza, you think about the pizza, right? I have that too. Very good, very good. So here's how they use it in business. So they will have provocative imageries, and they pair with images of their logo. You see that a lot. Watches, cars, perfumes. And then whenever you see them long enough, when you see their logo, you automatically think about arousal and positive situation, and then you have those kind of emotions. And that's why you want to buy those products. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay, good. Application. So this is how phobias are developed. You know, when people go to the military and then when they have PTSD, they will associate loud noises with danger. And that will be a classical conditioning because they are repeatedly associating loud noises with danger in the war zone, and they would do that afterwards. Okay. Same with some other phobias. Okay. Next, we have operant conditioning. Those are the learnings based on the consequences of your behavior, then which will alter your future decisions. So this is different from classical learning. Classical conditioning. For example, when you have a certain behavior, you get a good consequences, and then you are more likely to repeat that behavior, and we call that reinforcement. So for example, I tell you to ask questions in class, and you ask questions, and then I will give you good feedback. I'll be like, hey, good question, or good job. Then people are more likely to ask questions in the future. However, if your behavior has a bad consequences, you won't repeat that behavior. So that's punishment. For example, if you ask a question and I say, what a dumb question, or I don't know. But if I give you a bad reaction, people are not going to ask questions. So those are operant conditioning. You alter your behavior based on the consequences that you receive. Okay, good. So this is different from classical conditioning. So here's an example from the Big Bang.
Are you finished?
Well, thank you. How thoughtful. Would you like a chocolate?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Oh, sorry, Sheldon, I almost sat in your spot.
Did you? I didn't notice. Have a chocolate.
Thank you.
Really?
All right, it's a long video, but you get the idea, right? So what other examples do you have? It's pretty simple.
Like when a kid goes to the doctor, like they get a shot at the end, they get like a lollipop, so they
Yes.
feel more likely to go.
I don't know if that's a good example because they will get hurt first. They will still get exposed to that bad consequence because it doesn't work sometimes they know they will get a lot of, but they still don't want to go. Some other very simple examples will be kids at home. When they have good behaviors, they will get rewarded. When they have bad behaviors, they will get punished, right? So very simple. And you can do this in real life too. Try to condition your friends, your family. It works. Okay, so we don't have much time for discussion, but any questions? No? All right, very good. So now I'm gonna flip the classroom. So I want you to discuss in groups and then teach me what confirmation bias is and what self-fulfilling prophecy is. I'll give you about 2 minutes and then use 2 minutes to teach me this. All right, go ahead.
If you have a stereotype about someone,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like if you like believe that someone would be friendly and you are friendly towards them, then they're friendly back. And so
Like you're gonna allow us for a reason.
yeah, or the same thing that if you believe someone would be like elite versus like you're gonna be bullied them and then
Right.
you're gonna be stations or they're always watching the same news, they're gonna be the same political.
Yeah, so it's actually competition bias that I was doing was like, you know, like flashcards for an exam, like flip it and like, oh, no, and then call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Confirmation bias would be like, I'm only looking for things that are going to agree with me. Like,
Right.
watch only news that goes like,
Okay, your name was Ian, right? Love it. Your name was Zach. Okay.
And your friends is
Yes. Meredith.
Meredith also be
Meredith.
as well. Meredith, yeah. So much
Haley.
intelligent.
Yeah.
In your intelligence. Fulfilling the prophecy that you are.
All right, that was 2 minutes. Anyone want to teach me what confirmation bias is and what self-fulfilling prophecy is? Yes.
Confirmation bias is when you're only looking for things that agree with what your hypothesis might be. So for instance, if you were like, oh, I believe that most women have long hair, and then you're conducting a study, but you're only really paying attention to the women that have long hair.
Very good. Can you give us some other examples?
If you were trying to say like, oh, I think all Aggies are friendly, and then you go to campus, but you really only approach Aggies that do look friendly to conducting your study.
Very good. Does that make sense? All right, very good. And so that's how you should teach other people as well. Give the definition and give examples like what I do in class. That just help you familiarize how to get this. All right, what about self-fulfilling prophecy? Who wants to teach us what that is? Yes?
when your expectations about someone make you treat them in a way that makes that expectation come true. It's like if you think someone's rude, then you're kind of rude to them, then they'll probably not be friendly to you.
Very good, very good. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay, very good. Okay, so you sum it up very well. That's the definition. So some other examples will be Facebook blacklist. So when you see your friends posting some other political views, you might blacklist them. You don't want to see those feedback, and you only look at the ones that you want to see. Right? That's confirmation bias. And favorite news channels, you only watch the Fox or the APC or NPR. Most people, they don't like watch multiple news channels, right? Because they know, oh, that channel is garbage. I don't want to watch that. So that's confirmation bias. This is not good sometimes. Sometimes you want to hear both sides of views to make a more objective decision, right? So self-fulfilling prophecy, very good definition again. So example that I was going to use. So Asians, they're good at math, and then blacks are good at basketball. And then you're going to act like, oh, when you encounter black people, you'll be like, hey, you must be good at basketball, let's be on my team, and then we play together. And then they will be like, oh, maybe I'm not that good, and then they're going to work harder to meet your expectations. And then you see that they're getting better at basketball, and then that fulfills your stereotypes, your expectation. Does that make sense? All right, very good. We don't have time for other examples, so any questions? We're good? All right, that's it. Thank you, guys.